Hello NBA fans, every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I'm counting on you to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Often, players without star status can become great players, and Darius Bazley has all the makings of a top-tier player. He's having incredible games and could be a great addition to the Lakers' rotation. The Lakers finished the California Classic with a 2-1 record after a close victory over the San Antonio Spurs, and Darius Bazley stood out and showed consistent play. The Lakers should add the excellent player, Darius Bazley, to the rotation. After a unique path to the league, Darius Bazley has turned heads with his solid two-way play. The former OKC Thunder forward recently spent a season in China, and, like others, he's hungry to return to the NBA. The 25-year-old stuffed the stat sheet Tuesday with 27 points, team-high, 13 rebounds and 2 assists off the bench, making a very compelling case for the purple and gold. In the first 3 summer games, Bazley made his mark on defense while scoring well in transition and being physical in the paint, not to mention having a decent handle and slick spin move. He even won the game for LA, rising up for a putback slam before recording the game-sealing stop. Bazley has been tremendous on both sides of the ball, and if the Lakers had any guaranteed spots left, he'd be the perfect candidate. He may not be the best three-point shooting forward, but he makes up for it with his athleticism and toughness, traits that any franchise could use heading into training camp. Lakers want to sign Marcus Smart. The Los Angeles Lakers have made several additions to their roster in the early stages of free agency. They have signed Jake LaRavia and former number 1 overall pick DeAndre Ayton, giving both 2-year deals. Los Angeles is not done making moves as they have now shifted their attention to the trade market. The Lakers are reportedly looking to target a point-of-attack wing defender. NBA writer Jake Weinbach shared a prediction to land a former Defensive Player of the Year. A trade idea between the Lakers and Wizards, Jake Weinbach wrote Tuesday. Lakers acquire Marcus Smart. Wizards receive Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, 2032 second-round pick, cash considerations. Smart has battled injuries over the past 2 seasons as he has been limited to just 54 games in that span. The 2021-22 Defensive Player of the Year remains among the league's best wing defenders when he is healthy. He would fill a major hole for the Lakers, who have a clear need for defensive help on the perimeter. While Los Angeles has a strong offensive backcourt of Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, they need more defensive help in their lineup as neither of the 2 players, LeBron James, Rui Hachimura, and Ayton, are known for their defensive abilities. Meanwhile, Washington could be motivated to make a deal to accommodate Smart and send him to a contender. Although they likely won't have much interest in Vincent or Kleber, both are on expiring contracts and could potentially be rerouted, if they are able to build their value. Furthermore, the Wizards are unlikely to receive a first-round pick for the 3-time All-Defensive guard. Smart has been linked to a potential buyout, so the franchise could be motivated to at least receive something in return for him. Lakers receive Marcus Smart. Wizards receive Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, 2032 second-round pick, cash considerations. Smart is on an expiring $21.6 million contract, and the Lakers would have to send Gabe Vincent, $11.5 million, and Maxi Kleber, $11 million, to match salaries. If they'd rather hold on to Vincent and Kleber's expiring contracts to use in other trades, they could just wait to see if the Wizards buy out Smart's contract. Next, we get to Thibault, who has also been plagued by injuries lately. He appeared in just 15 games for the Portland Trail Blazers in 2024-25 and averaged 7.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 2.2 steals, and 0.6 blocks per game. Former number 1 pick shares strong praise for Luka Doncic after joining Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers were able to land DeAndre Ayton on a 2-year, $16.2 million deal. The first overall pick in the 2018 NBA Draft will join his 3rd team after spending the first 5 seasons of his career with the Phoenix Suns and the past 2 years with the Portland Trail Blazers. Ayton will join Luka Doncic, the 3rd overall pick from his draft class, in Los Angeles. He praised the five-time All-NBA guard in his first comments since joining the iconic franchise. Lakers beat reporter Mike Trudell shared his remarks. "This feels like a video game," Los Angeles Lakers center DeAndre Ayton stated Tuesday. "Like somebody set it up. But honestly, this is an opportunity that I won't take for granted. Luka is a once-in-a-generation player and I'm happy to be his teammate. Hearing about the kind of shape he's been in, he's super ripped and I'm finally glad to be on his side when he's doing all of that. And I'm just truly excited. I'm a student of the game and I love to play with a passion. And the love I have received, and I've not even thrown on a jersey, I can only show you guys my appreciation." Ayton joins Los Angeles after being bought out by the Trail Blazers amid rumors of being a distraction due to his bad habits. Despite the reports, he had a solid season on the court when he was healthy. In 40 games played, he averaged 14.4 points, 10.2 rebounds, 1.6 assists, 0.8 steals and 1.0 blocks in 30.2 minutes per game while shooting 56.6% from the field. The expectations with the Lakers will be much higher, which combined with the ability to re-enter free agency next summer due to his player option for the second year of the deal could lead Ayton to enter the season much more motivated. Los Angeles will certainly be banking on the best version of the former top overall pick showing up as he figures to be a pivotal piece of their roster. Lakers circling back on trade for former number 1 overall pick. The Los Angeles Lakers made arguably the best trade in NBA or even sports history this past season to acquire Luka Doncic, but the team is still not a finished product. As they look to add a handful of complementary pieces to round out their rotation and set themselves up to make a title run next season, there is one trade that they really want to make. The most significant move they have made up to this point was signing former number 1 overall pick DeAndre Ayton, who reached a buyout agreement with the Portland Trail Blazers and was. While it's a big name, there is some considerable baggage that comes along with him, as the reason Portland moved on was due to him being late to practices, skipping rehab appointments, and having a poor attitude, according to The Athletic. However, the Lakers have made it clear that Ayton won't be the only move they make, and have since been eyeing a trade for Andrew Wiggins of the Miami Heat. A player for whom Miami has quite a high asking price. Something that Anthony Irwin of Clutch Points revealed that the Lakers are trying to change. Wiggins especially, the Lakers are going to reopen those conversations, said Irwin. And hope that Miami, especially by way of landing Norman Powell, for basically a bag of chips and a future second-round pick. Maybe Miami will be a little less ridiculous about Andrew Wiggins and demanding that they get Rui Hachimura and Dalton Connect and a first-round pick and expiring money and all of that stuff. Lakers trade pitch lands LeBron James' $86 million rival. The Los Angeles Lakers appear to have solidified the core of the team's roster ahead of the 2025-26 season as NBA free agency has come to a screeching halt. If the Lakers want to make any more significant moves, the front office may need to explore a possible trade. During a recent podcast, Lakers insider Jovan Buha answered questions about a potential trade for one of LeBron James' nemesis. Could the Lakers do the unthinkable by making James and Dillon Brooks teammates? Buha is not convinced this would be a good deal for the Lakers. If Los Angeles did pursue Brooks, it would likely be some package of Rui Hachimura, Maxi Kleber, and Gabe Vincent, per the insider. The Phoenix Suns just acquired Brooks as part of the mega deal that sent Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets. Let's dive into Brooks' potential fit with the Lakers. Could the Lakers pair LeBron James with rival Dillon Brooks? Given Brooks was one of the pieces Phoenix landed in exchange for Durant, the pesky defender is unlikely to be on the move once again. Brooks' 4-year, $86 million contract is slated to. I think Phoenix wants to keep him, Buha explained during a July 7, 2025, YouTube episode. I think Phoenix is trying to be competitive because they don't have their picks. So there's really no point for them to tank. So, I think from a Lakers perspective, I think he's making like $21-ish or 20 to 21. Brooks has a $21.1 million salary for 2025 to 26. I don't think you're just getting him for like Maxi and Gabe. I think you probably have to give up Rui. And I don't know if I'd want to do that, to be honest. I think it's similar to Andrew Wiggins in that he's probably a better fit than Rui for what they need with his perimeter defense. I'm also partly the wrong guy to ask because I'm not a big Dillon Brooks guy, Buha added. I just don't think Dillon Brooks or Marcus Smart deserve the leeway that they've had at times in Memphis or Houston or wherever. So, I think it's probably Rui plus something for Brooks, but I don't think the Lakers would want to do that. Dillon Brooks on trash talking LeBron James, I poke bears. Brooks' battles with James peaked during his time with the Memphis Grizzlies. The veteran went viral for the I poke bears soundbite when asked if he regretted talking trash to the Lakers legend. I don't care, he's old, Brooks said in April 2023, per ESPN's Tim McMahon. You know what I mean? I was waiting for that. I was expecting him to do that Game 4, Game 5. He wanted to say something when I got my fourth foul. He should have been saying that earlier on. But I poke bears. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40. LeBron James on Dillon Brooks' $86 million deal, he was worthy of the contract he got. After Brooks landed his massive contract, it may surprise some fans to learn that James was complimentary of the forward as a player. James dismissed the idea that Brooks' rivalry with himself helped boost his value. I think every player that is awarded with a contract is awarded for a reason, and they're worthy of the contract that they get, James noted in November 2023, per ESPN's Dave McMenamin. So I think in his case, he was worthy of the contract he got. He's put in the work since he came out of Oregon, and that's what Houston found value in, and he's here. So no, I think it has nothing to do with that. Bronny James' Summer League failure with Lakers goes viral. It wasn't a fun night for Bronny James. The Lakers faced the Spurs in the final night of the California Classic, a summer league tournament for rookies and players battling for roster spots. It was a thrilling game that Los Angeles won 89-88. The Lakers came back in the fourth quarter thanks to inspiring performances from Dalton Knecht, 25 points, 8 rebounds, and Darius Bazley, 27 points, 13 rebounds. But the story gaining the most traction on social media was the poor performance from Bronny James. The Lakers guard turned in 2 points, 1-5 FG, and 3 turnovers in 15 minutes of game action. The highlights were uglier than the box score. James had 2 separate airballs, one on an open 3 and another on an easy layup at the rim. Early in the game, the Lakers guard drove into the lane for what looked like a routine bucket, but he bounced the ball off his leg and turned it over. Bronny's performance could be taken a couple different ways. On one hand, it could be a one-off summer league dud. James had good performances with the South Bay Lakers and even notched 17 points in an NBA game versus the Bucks in March. He's proven he can have standout games. On the other hand, the Lakers have made roster changes in the offseason. They signed Jake LaRavia and DeAndre Ayton. Players like Knecht and Bazley are standing out while Bronny is shrinking. This performance could show whose stock is rising and whose is falling in Los Angeles. This also comes as LeBron James opted into his $52.6 million player option, putting his long-term future with the Lakers in jeopardy. Bronny's pedestrian showing isn't a nail in the coffin for his career in Los Angeles, but it's not a good sign in his pursuit of a roster spot this season. Lakers' second year bounces back at Summer League. In a Tuesday night Summer League bout in the California Classic, Lakers sharpshooter Dalton Knecht finally saw a bounce-back game. Drafted in 2024, Knecht has been thought of to be an integral role player for Los Angeles. But his time with the team has been somewhat up and down, as showcased by his short Summer League stint. In his first game, a Lakers loss, he shot just 3-for-13, failing to hit a single triple and going for 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists and 2 steals overall. He was able to stuff the stat sheet in other areas, but failed to look like a bona fide top scoring option when he likely should have. Things didn't look much better in the team's second game, though LA won by 20. Knecht scored 4 points in total on 2-for-7 shooting, again failing to hit from beyond the arc. Summer League isn't the end-all for any prospects, even soon-to-be second-year players. But Knecht was already one of the older players in his own class, and at 24 is somewhat expected to stand out on the Summer League floor. Luckily, he finally looked the part Tuesday night, going for 25 points on 50% shooting, hitting the same mark on 8 3-point attempts. Even more, he was able to add 8 rebounds and finishing as a plus from the starting lineup. The Lakers' season won't directly hinge on Connect's success, but his being a strong scorer and washed defender alongside all-time players like LeBron James and Luka Doncic would do wonders for the team's rotation. As a Frosh, Connect scored 9.1 points, grabbed 2.8 rebounds and dished 0.8 assists while shooting 46% overall and 38% from 3. While those were solid first-year numbers, they'll need slightly more consistency across the board in year 2 to boost his minutes. The Lakers now look to Las Vegas Summer League in the coming days.